And here's the episode that most of you have been waiting for. The Michael Jackson of intoxications. The reason Calvin Cordozaur Bodis Jr. became Snoop D-O-G-G. The only green herb that adds flavor not to your food but to your life. We're of course talking about marijuana, or as we like to call it in India, ganja. Ganja. Ganja is something else. Marijuana, or they like to call it the gateway drug, because it's sold outside the gate of every college. This is the most commonly known and commonly used recreational drug after sandwiches. But what does this drug do to your body and mind? Well, let's track that trip on What's Your Trip with me, Kritarth Srinivasan. This marijuana is one such heinous substance that is being used for its medical benefits for generations now. We can track down its medical use to as old as the Egyptian remedies. Marijuana mainly comes in two strains, sativa and indica. Sativa is the one that makes you feel high. It's kind of the weed you want to smoke before you enter a concert. On the other hand, indica is the one that makes you feel relaxed, or the one that makes you feel so stoned. This green is grown naturally, then it is dried and cured to form that seasoning-like texture that you can finally consume. This drug is so versatile, it can be rolled into a cigarette, made into a tea, and even be consumed in the form of a brownie. So in this case, the munchies become the munchas. Huh? What? Munchas is not a word. Well, moving on. Let's find out how this MJ moonwalks through your body. This simple green has more qualities than a groom in an Indian matrimonial tabloid advertisement. There are more than 400 chemicals in every bong shot of marijuana. Each of these affect various sensations in your body, from touch to taste to feel to emotion, everything. THC or tetrahydrocannabinol is the primary reactive substance in all marijuana. The different quantities of THC and added chemicals provide a very different trip every time you smoke pot. If you were to roll a joint and take a drag, this smoke enters directly to your lung. Therefore, it interacts with the oxygen that goes out of your lung and reaches your bloodstream immediately. However, if you were to consume marijuana in the form of edibles, then the food needs to first digest before the marijuana reaches your blood, which is why it takes way longer for the pot to hit you when consumed in the form of edibles. This blood eventually reaches your heart and pulls up your heart rate, giving you that first rush of excitement. The oxygen and THC-rich blood is then pumped by the heart and sent to various parts of your body. This oxygen and THC-rich blood finally enters your brain, and that is where the magic begins. Abracadabra. Cannabinol receptors are present in every part of your body, and they react to a chemical called anandamide. Anandamide functions as a neurotransmitter that sends chemical messages between neurons through the nervous system. Both THC and anandamide have the exact same structure, kind of like Judwa bhais. So when the brain sees THC, it thinks it's the twin brother anandamide and welcomes it inside for chai and biscuit. This THC later reacts with various parts of your brain, causing various emotions and reactions in your body. This THC first reacts with the hypothalamus. This is the part of your brain that makes you feel both hungry and horny. Can you believe it? It's the same part of your brain that controls both those emotions. Dude, that explains so much. It is this reaction with the hypothalamus that makes you want to eat a lot of munchies after you smoke weed. This THC also reacts to the part of your brain called the amygdala, which causes a sudden rise in emotions in your body. Kind of like in the ending of a cheesy rom-com. When this THC comes in contact with the cerebellum in your brain, it affects motor functions, which means it makes you walk funny or talk to a mannequin. This also affects your posture, which makes stoners look like stoners. This combination of a heightened mood and a relaxed body is what makes you laugh at the most ridiculous knock-knock jokes. And sometimes I'm not even talking about the joke. We're just talking about the part where your friend says, bro, say knock-knock. Lastly, this THC reacts with your hippocampus, which makes you forgetful and slows down your learning. So if you're going to smoke a joint and then go to class, you might as well stay at home and watch a shitty movie, because you're going to forget either one of them. The effect of the pot can wear down in 1 to 3 hours based on the weight of the person and the amount of munchies you've had. So if you are a first time pot smoker, here's how you're going to feel. Your brain's going to be really alert, but it's also going to be running on full speed. So you're going to feel both fear and anxiety. But don't worry, if you're smoking pot for the first time, make sure you do it with somebody who's responsible and knows what's going on. By the way, it is still illegal in India to smoke pot, so what happens once the trip ends? In most cases, it's brain fog and fatigue, but for regular smokers, it makes you want to roll another one. Weed hangover is not as real, when compared to other substances, but long-term use of weed can create a serious addiction, kind of like tobacco dependency. Regular pot smokers also face a lack of attention span, sleep alterations, and sudden changes in their mood. But the overuse of marijuana can cause serious respiratory and mental illnesses. Today, marijuana is legal in most parts of the world and making celebrities primetime news articles in other parts of the world. The medical uses of marijuana have been proven to fight pain, ADHD, cancer. But if you don't have the ailments and you're still eating the medication, that might not be the best for you. But remember, in India, weed is still illegal. I mean, unless you're a human flesh-eating, saffron-wearing, religious clergyman. I'm gonna get into trouble for that. Well, that's it on this episode. I will see you guys in another week with a new episode and a new trip that we can track together. Stay safe. See you guys. Too hard, dude.
Thanks for watching Binge Daily. Be sure to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then enable notifications with the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.